Hey everyone, today we talk a little bit about resonance. I was today in rehearsal and I had to sing this really difficult line which goes all the way up to high C and it stays up there all the time. And I noticed that if I think on stage, oh, this is the moment I have to deliver and I have to find this resonance, then it won't really come. I will then get out of my body and I will try to push the sound forward. And that's what we don't want. We want a very clear sound, but we do not want an over put forward sound. This makes the sound more shallow, more white, less warm, and less resonant. Because what is resonance really? Resonance is like if you press a piano, a normal piano, if you press on a tone, there comes a beautiful sound. But if you press on the same grand piano, the same tone, it has a warmer sound, it has more resonance. The same is of course with a violin or a cello. It has a different resonance, so it sounds different. Now, we are all different and we have to find our resonance, yes? You cannot change the resonance that you have. Either you're using it or you're not using it, and this is what singers sometimes do not understand. You do not influence that resonance. Once you are optimizing it, that's all you can do. You have the voice that you have and sing with the voice that you have. So, for example, are the tenors that have on top a very chest sounding resonance. And then there are tenors that don't. And it is, on one hand, for the tenors that don't, a very difficult thing to not have this massive sound, but on the other hand, for the ones that do have that massive sound, it's more difficult, for example, to phrase better or to sing piano softer on top. Sing with the voice that you have. So when I, for example, practice my repertoire, and I have to practice now a different role, it's Le Prince from L'amour des trois oranges. I'm singing this in Lyon, actually. And I think of the recordings that I hear, wow, these tenors, they have all massive sounds. I have my sound, so I sing with that. So I'll go a little bit through that role and show you a couple places that, for example, for me, should be my version, not the version of a huge dramatic tenor. Great, so I have the score with me and I'm going through some bits and pieces to show you what I mean. Yes, the first one, the Prince, the story about the Prince is that he is very sad and he never laughs and he is a very melancholic person. And at some point in the castle or the palace, there comes a party and he's laughing at Fata Morgana. And it's the first time he laughs. And she curses him because of that. And so this situation where I'm singing here is when he's still very sad and it's very melancholic. Yeah, so it goes like this. Ce bruit me fatigue la tête. À mon pauvre cœur. Now, I do not want to show here a lot of dramatic sound, but I do want the sound to be grounded. So that's why I choose an open sa and not sa. You see the difference? The one is open, the other one is closed. Sa. If I want to use my resonance, I just have to always think, especially with E vowels and closed vowels, think a little bit more sa bruit. Sa bruit me fatigue. And now comes the word la tête. La tête. I do not choose la tête, the turn sound. I choose la tête. La tête. Now, this is the resonance that I have, yes? If I wear a very dramatic tenor, I might have more chest on that sound. Well, I cannot show you that because I do not have that. And I also am not willing to go there. And that is an important lesson, that you sing with your sounds. You want to always focus on the beauty of the sound. A tenor to me once said, never sing louder than beautiful. And I think that's just put perfectly, because you do not want to sing louder than you can, because there is no louder than you can. Let's go to the next bit and see if we can find something that maybe goes a little bit higher, because I do have some beautiful high notes in here. Let me see. I think when he meets the princess, because of course there's always a princess in the story, this is very interesting. So he meets her and he has been traveling to find his real love, and the oranges, they die when they are being opened, yes? So he's being cursed by Fata Morgana, and she then curses him, saying you will fall in love with an orange, blah blah blah. He's going on a trip, finds the oranges, but then they die because they open the oranges and there comes a beautiful little princess out. But if they don't get water, they die. So the third one that he opens, L'amour des trois oranges, he knows already, please take the water, because if you don't, you die, and I love you. Yes? So there's two different ways to do that. I could sing, please take the water, otherwise you die. Or I could sing, please take the water, otherwise you die. And there is a difference in how I phrase that. And if I would sing that, he sings, tiens de l'eau, name, take the water, and then he goes, bois ma doux princesse. I could also choose to sing it a little bit more, maybe chest dominant, but I don't think that sounds better. Bois ma doux princesse. I could do that. I like the warm sound more because he's speaking to his love. Bois ma doux princesse, bois cette eau fraîche. Do you hear that one has more of a longer sound, a vertical sound, and the other one is a little bit more widespread? Now, one is using the resonance more and using more head resonance, yeah? The other one is a little wider. If you sing a brighter or wider vowel, it is most of the time more chest dominant. So the more you sing an oval sound, the more you have this head resonance, and the more you sing a wider sound, like it's more chest resonance, chest sound. Now, this is a choice you make, and there is a risk in singing more chest resonance, because what is the risk there is that you fall off easier. Now, the other risk with singing too heady is that you lose the chest and that you lose your cuts in the hall. And so you always have to balance these things. I, for example, had today to sing in rehearsal this crazy bit. Okay, that's very high, and it is enough chest resonance, but I choose not to go. Why? Because, first of all, it's more risky on stage. I cannot hear what's going on around me, and the sound is not as beautiful. And although it's a character moment, I choose for a more beautiful sound and a sound that I can easier access. Now, why do I choose in this moment this particular voice? Because it goes even higher. So you start the second line. Yes, then you go to a high B. Now there comes the difficult part. If I would have chosen an open vowel, I could never have done that. Now, when I go lower, more smile, a little bit more chest resonance. Then I go up to the high C. Long vowel. If I would have chosen to go wider there, then I would have most probably tried to sound more like a dramatic voice, but I would have maybe strained more. You see, the one sound does not vibrate as well as the other voice. The other sound is always vibrating, it's free, and I can keep singing, which is the main goal of this whole lesson. I want you to sing freely, and I want you to choose the sound that makes you sing easily. So always feel with yourself. Am I actually straining? Then think first about this. What vowel am I choosing? Am I choosing a too bright vowel? Am I choosing a too dark vowel? Is my jaw relaxed? Is my tongue forward and relaxed? Is my breath calm? These things are very essential for deciding what kind of sound you go for. Now, these are extreme examples because it's a difficult repertoire and it's very high. But this goes also in things like, for example, Vaga Luna, beautiful aria. Vaga luna che in argenti. I always choose for this long wolf's mouth feeling. And this is giving me this particular sound that people know me for. Yeah, this sound that is Linard. And what you do want to do is have as little resistance as possible. So that's the lesson for today. Try to find this oval sound in the top notes, in the middle notes, and in the lower register. You always want to have this and you never want to have this because that is not really helping you. Now, let me know if that helps and if that actually brings you forward, and if it does,